Hello and welcome to today's episode of Breakfast with Cody Gall. And yes, sir. So, today I want to talk about Roger Stone being arrested by the FBI on Friday and whatnot, and what I think about that. But before I do, I would just like to say that Roger Stone is kind of like Laura Loomer. Roger Stone is one of those guys who, the left doesn't like him, but a lot of people on the right don't like him either. They think he's a creepy weirdo at best, if not a Zionist shill, or whatever. So, to try to understand who Roger Stone is in a nutshell, as I understand him, he's just kind of like this, semi-creepy little guy who used to work for the Nixon administration, and then he used to work for the Reagan administration, and then he got into lobbying, and he was a political insider in Washington, D.C., and then around 9/11, he had a come-to-Jesus moment, and he became a hardcore patriot and got out of lobbying. And he's been a hardcore patriot ever since, but that deep down inside, he's still that sort of creepy political insider. And he's like he's a creepy political insider who is a patriot, but still a creepy political insider. And good friends with Donald Trump. And in 2016, he approached Alex Jones and said, I would love it if I could get a job working for you. And Alex Jones said, get me Julian Assange and I'll give you a job. I want to interview Julian Assange. And so Roger Stone used all the connections that he could to try to get Julian Assange on with Alex Jones. He was unsuccessful, but Alex Jones still gave Roger Stone a job, and he's been working for Alex Jones ever since. And that's what happened. In a nutshell, that's Roger Stone in a nutshell as I understand it. And then the FBI came along and said, it's a crime to reach out. That they claim that he had, not only was he in contact with Julian Assange, but that he had been given prior knowledge of the leaks about the DNC emails and the Podesta emails, which were released to the public. So even if that was true, it's not a crime. But here's what I really have to say, is that when I look back throughout human history, one of the precursors to a civil war is the politicization of the criminal justice system. People don't go to war with each other. When people go to war with each other, it's like the French Revolution. It's like it leads to total anarchy and chaos, not a civil war. When there's a civil war, it's the government goes to war with itself. And the people are just kind of holding on for dear life. And one of the ways that happens is the criminal justice system gets politicized. Politicians get control of the criminal justice system and then start covering up for people on their side at the same time that they're arresting people on the other side for nothing. Then that means that controlling the criminal justice system means controlling that government. And so behind the scenes, there's this never-ending war to control the criminal justice system, which eventually spills out into the open, and then boom, you're in a civil war. That is what happens when you politicize the criminal justice system. And that is exactly what's going on in our country right now. In fact, it's been going on for a long time. The behind-the-scenes battling to control the criminal justice system has been going on for quite some time. It's called the Clinton body count. And now we're starting to see the politicization of our criminal justice system kind of go off the rails, and it's starting to spill out in the open just a little bit. And this is a very dangerous game that the Democrats are playing, but they don't care because they live in a world where they think they can flee to other... They would love to start a civil war in this country and then abandon it and let it burn. So we're in a very peculiar situation because of this Mueller investigation. And so you got to ask yourself at this point in 2019, what is Trump waiting for? You've got 9/11, you've got Uranium One, you've got Fusion GPS, and the abuse of the FISA courts to illegally spy on on everyone associated with Trump ever. I mean, for all I know, they might be spying on me because I entered the Alex Jones contest. That might make me some sort of operative or something of the Russians, or who knows. I mean, at this point, it's like blatantly obvious that they've politicized the criminal justice system. So is it even possible for our criminal justice system to investigate the crimes of Mueller and Clintons and the Bushes? Is that even possible at this point? I really hope so. If not, then we're in a failed state. And Trump, what is he waiting for? Maybe we're in a failed state and Trump is just a boomer cuck idiot and we're done for. Or here's another theory, another possibility, to just throw this out there to try to keep the hope and keep the faith. In the 2016 presidential election, Hillary Clinton was under investigation by the FBI, and that was a big factor in that election. It was a big part of the drama. And so she was being investigated for crimes that people could understand. All this crap with Roger Stone and Manafort, most people are just like, what is this? But, with the espionage of the Clinton email server, that was pretty easy for people to understand. Oh, yeah, that's a crime. She committed a crime. But yet somehow nothing, right? Well, regardless of the outcome of the investigation itself was a big part of the election. And so what if Trump is waiting on the investigations into all these Democrat crimes for the 2020 presidential election to kick off? And that you and I have been obsessing for years now over Fusion GPS and Uranium One and the FISA courts, and we know all the details, and we're so frustrated that Trump's not doing anything. Well, when he finally does do something, the liberals will be like, oh, this is politically motivated, and we get to come in and say, no, it's not. Look at my Twitter account. I've been posting tweets about this for years. This is not politically motivated. Those are real serious crimes, and I'm a freaking expert on it by this point. Everyone on the right is. Every rally will be liberals saying, it's politically motivated, and every conservative being like, no, it's not. I've been waiting for this for years. I know every detail. Let me lecture you on it. And so, wouldn't that be quite exciting? But one more thing I will say about Roger Stone is that Roger Stone is really good at making predictions. He makes very accurate predictions, and that is because of his connections in Washington, D.C., but still, he is a good source of information, and he makes very accurate predictions, except for his last prediction. Him and Alex Jones said that we were going to have the Hillary Clinton emails start being leaked in 2019. Plus, I was told we were going to have a national emergency, but that was more Alex than it was Roger. But Roger said, yeah, we're going to get these emails leaked. Where are they? Well, another thing is the leaks in the 2016 presidential election were a big factor. So if Trump is waiting on the investigations and the leaks so that they all come at the same time for the 2020 presidential election, wouldn't that be exciting? So that means that you and me, our job is to just be patient. Be patient. Continue to become an expert on Uranium One and Fusion GPS, and just be patient and wait for 2020. It's going to be the best show in all of human history. I can't wait. Thanks for watching.